Alright, so, how you doing, folks? Mexican president now in hot water with the Don over border support. It would seem that Mexico may not, in fact, be able to deliver on their end of Trump's promise to close the border if illegal immigration is not halted. Andrés Manuel López Obrador is a fairly liberal president. Some even go so far as to call him a leftist. But a leftist is someone that is literally all the way on the left end of the political spectrum. Like, all the way. They have no conservative positions at all. Like, all left, all socialist, or all liberal. Alright? But his concern has been more with securing his power base for re-election by calling out his predecessors as corrupt and giving additional welfare handouts to his more impoverished citizens. So in short, this call of him a leftist has to do with the fact that he's concerned primarily with welfare. Dude, there's conservatives that like the idea of welfare. Welfare does not make one a leftist. As I said again, a leftist is someone who literally just holds no conservative positions whatsoever. They're all the way left. And if you think that means that there are no leftists, you're wrong. There are. There definitely are. I have personally witnessed them. They're literally either straight up communists or socialists. Or full-on socialists, not this halfway democratic socialism BS. But yeah, he's calling out his predecessors, he's wanting to hand out more welfare. He's primarily concerned with re-election. Go figure. Mind you, what I've seen of President Obrador there in Mexico, he seems like a pretty cool dude. But like so many politicians, he's very concerned with his career, possibly more concerned with his career than he should be concerned with other things. But he does not want to exchange barbs with Trump, because I'm sure you can imagine, the Don has said some things concerning Mexico's president. Specifically, Mexican authorities to stop immigrants passing through their country and trying to enter the U.S. illegally, but they just take our money and talk. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you do, isn't it? What our government does? Just take our money and talk? That's what all governments do. They take our money and then they talk. I mean, that's just the general rule, isn't it? But former Mexican Foreign Minister, Jorge Castaneda, is concerned that Trump's policy would force Obrador into unfamiliar waters, as it were. He's totally unfamiliar with international affairs. He'd prefer not to have to worry about these things. Castaneda said, noting that the U.S. president had tested many governments. Nobody's been able to find a way to manage Trump. It's a mess. It would seem that Mexican President Andrés Obrador has the attitude of the best foreign policy is domestic policy, a position I agree with for different reasons. Mostly in the case that when you go around intervening in everyone else's business, you just end up making it worse. And also bringing the amplified problem onto yourself as well. But in his case, it would seem because his foreign diplomacy abilities, that is, his ability to deal with foreign issues, are rather lacking. And I think he recognizes that, which is why he takes the hands-off approach. Which I suppose is respectable. Mexican authorities are stretched thin, and may not have the resources to deliver on Trump's policy. It seems Mexico will still try and deliver on their end. But Trump needs to acknowledge that while America has the resources to continue arresting and halting illegals ad infinitum, but Mexico does not. Illegal migrants from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador are an even bigger problem for them than it is for us. With less space, less money, and fewer police officers, that is Mexican federales, they're stretched thin. There's only so much they can do. We are going to have to pull our weight in this case. Oh God, can you imagine what would happen if we finally put up that wall? God, I just thought of this too. What if we managed to put up the wall, and then these criminals and illegal immigrants can no longer come here, so what are they going to do then? They're going to start filling up Mexico, and it's become harder on them. Huh. Whoa. Oh shit. What if the wall literally fucks up Mexico? And I know someone out there might say, not our problem. Yeah, but when you're selfish to the point of deprecating someone else, it's like it's obvious that illegal immigration is not just our problem. At this point, I'd say it's probably everybody's problem within North America. It's probably Canada's problem too. Illegal immigration is also affecting Canada when migrants from the Middle East and then also from South America go there. And of course, the sex and drug trafficking. It affects the entire continent when you really think about it. When you open up a little and look beyond the United States, you're like, holy shit. The wall would help. It would make a critical cutoff at the middle part of the North American continent, which would help out the United States and Canada. But Mexico, it would just keep going and would flood there. And the problem would continue in Mexico. Huh. So, I don't know. I still like the wall. I still want the wall. But I think we should consider taking things a little easier on Mexico. You know, maybe just cutting them some slack, giving them a break, and not being so hard on them. I think that would probably be best. Anyway,